So I don't know what I'm recording or what I missed out on, but hey, we're doing brown food tastes good. And Burrell, the brown food tastes good. So we're doing the brown food tastes good, and we're doing our pork on each side. The pork is just a pre-seasoned peppercorn pork that I got at Kroger. Nothing fancy. I'm not seasoning it. I put Kerrygold butter in here. Got my pot really hot. You start seeing some yumminess spilt on the bottom. We'll deglaze the pan in a little bit. I learned the art of deglazing my pan because, you know, that sounds like something you should know, right? And I really kind of do, but I didn't. I was like, oh, now I know what to call it. Now I can be all fancy and have some technical terms because I'm not a chef. I'm just a home cook that pretends like she knows what she's doing sometimes. Okay. See, and because, again, because I'm on an electric stove, I turn it around a little bit because, you know, being on an electric stove kind of sucks. Here we go. Time look. And I'm not going to tell you to keep it on any particular side for any particular time because I really don't know. I just want my sides to be nice and pretty and brown. That's not my point. My point's not just the timing will come when I put it in the oven. I just want each of my sides to have a nice brown exterior because it just makes it that much better when you cut it open and eat it later. See, look how nice and brown that is on that side. That looks beautiful. I love that. And see, sometimes I get a nice piece of pork loin that I can, it'll stand up on its own. And then other times like this one, it's not really that even. And it says, hey, I want to fall. And so you have to hold it up a little bit. Look at goes here. Again, I want the butter. Look at that. See, the pan gets so hot that it makes it so much easier. I want to kind of move it around a little bit. Now, see, it stood up now. It didn't like the other side, so whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't like me. I'm not worried about it. See, while I'm letting this cook on this side, I'm going to go grab a sheet pan so I can put the thing. This is what happens when you don't have Joy tell us to walk. No. Cookie sheets. Just a plain old cookie sheet. No big deal. And I keep the fan on because I get hot as a mug in the kitchen, and ain't nobody gonna make me be hot in the kitchen. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, make sure those sides are brown one last time. I think we're pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in. Why not? Get some brown on there. See, now I'm just going to pull it over to my foil. It's so easy. It looks like it's already cooked. It's so pretty already, right? But it's not cooked on the inside. You can't eat it yet. So we're going to wrap it up. Seal it. Super easy. And now I'm going to take this to the oven and put it in there for 30 minutes. But I'm going to leave my pan on for a minute because while I'm doing that, I want my butter to brown a little bit more because it makes a little bit of a sweeter flavor. And I'm going to use it to make a cream sauce for our broccoli that we have. Broccoli is good for you, but this isn't always the most wonderful flavor for everybody. So, yeah. So I'm going to turn this heat down quite a bit. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to start on my next part. Show it in just a minute. Wait, hold on. See, this is how I work. I roll every which direction, literally. I don't measure. I know people measure. I don't measure. I don't measure. Oh, wait, whoa, hold on. I don't measure in cooking. I do measure in the baking. Because if you don't measure in the baking, baking is more like a science experiment. And if you don't get the chemistry just right, you will get all kinds of messed up goodies. And you don't want that. Yeah, you have to measure in baking. I'm looking for, when you have gadgets and gizmos aplenty and who's it and what's it galore, sometimes finding that who's it and what's it galore that you need can become a little bit more complicated. Where is my grater? I will just use my mandolin grater. See, again, I am so not entertaining. This is why we don't do cooking with Jennifer. Jennifer's not a good person to follow. I am just a mess. Total and complete mess. Always and forever. And you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay. So I have this little thing. I know this is so not fancy. We got this at, I don't even know, we got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. And I kind of happen to really love it. I know there's some really fancy ones, there's some really good ones like from Pampered Chef and stuff, you know. And I should probably be rocking that, but I'm not. Because I'm in the middle of doing what I want to do, right? I've got food processors, I got everything else, but I like to do things manually a little bit. Because, again, I am extra special. Let's see, can we get this in here? Not that you really want to see me grate cheese, right? You don't really want to see me grate cheese. I'm moving you all around. This is what happens. You're going to have to see me do this stuff. So, this is the same block I've been using. I use this for grilled cheese. This is a caramelized onion jack. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the rest of this little block here. I don't measure how much cheese I'm putting in here. I mean, some people say, let's put 8 ounces in here. And then other people say, let's put half a cup or a whole cup. A cup is 8 ounces, just so you know, people. Well, a cup in liquid is 8 ounces. Not necessarily measurement here. It's a little different. Oh, it's so difficult. So we are making, this is the pepper jack, or this is the caramelized onion. And you know, whenever you're doing a peppercorn, you want the white. I'm doing a white sauce, and this right here, because it's got the caramelized onion taste in it, kind of pairs nicely with that peppercorn. So I'm not trying to do too much. And just so you know, these things are super, super sharp. I have done the stupid things like, you know, cut my fingernails off and slice them open with it. So I'd be extra cautious with this. So first thing I'm doing here is just grating some cheese. Now, because I got that, I don't have enough of that. And plus, you don't just want that one kind of cheese. One kind of cheese makes it boring. Let's spice it up a little bit. So now I got me some pepper jack. Use any kind of white cheese you want. It doesn't really matter. Use any kind of cheese you want, period. I mean, you could use a cheddar if you wanted to. It really, really doesn't matter. Because it's all, you're still going to have to melt it down. You're still going to have to make the sauce out of it. It's the same, whatever. So, once I get this cheese grated, I'm gonna put my broccoli in the microwave, because you know I'm all about the fancy cooking. I'm gonna steam my microwave in a bag. We almost got our cheese ready. Yeah, if it ends up in chunks in the end, I don't really care. It just means it's gonna melt more. I'll just break it up, make it into crumbles. I ain't gonna do my fingernails. There are probably people who could tell you better ways to do this, but you know, let's be real. Are you gonna do them? You want to be fancy? You go right at it and have at it. That's awesome. That's you. That's not me. Okay, so I'm gonna take this lovely little bag of broccoli, and I'm gonna put it on my extra special handy dandy. I gotta make brownies for church this week. And I'm making chocolate chip cookies in a little bit too. I'll show you my chocolate chip cookies. I might do a different video for that if y'all want to see chocolate chip cookies, because they're super simple. But I'll pre-measure everything. Hey, look. I put my extra special fancy broccoli on a plate. I'm gonna go put it in the microwave for 4 minutes. And I like to break things. So this is why you don't put me in the kitchen. Heavy whipping cream. Rock this stuff. I got this out and I don't even need it now. Whatever, it's fine. I'll probably use it for something else later. Okay, so I forgot I didn't have any kind of I always use stuff, guys. I always use stuff. Why you would even watch me, I do not know. But okay, for the 2 people who want to watch me and see what I do. I'm crazy. Okay, so here we go. I got my gigantic thing of garlic, because you know that's what I use. Big minced garlic. I'm not gonna cut it all up. No, I do have actual garlic cloves that I use. I have a garlic press, which I still need to use, but I gotta be in the mood. Mostly I'm not in the mood. So I'm going to, because we're waiting on our broccoli anyway, a little bit, and we're just starting our sauce. I put a heaping spoon of this in there. Now let's see. Look, let's see if we can do this. Hey, look, you can see my stuff now. Perfect. Now you don't have to watch me again. I'm just gonna mix that all in with my butter. Oh, look how nice that is. It's all nice and hot. But see all that lovely brown stuff from the meat and the butter that's cooked down? Well, we kind of want that stuff to make some deliciousness. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this stuff. Well, okay, I have some vegetable broth that I had in the refrigerator, so I need to shake it up. And I got to splash the pan. Because I'm about to take all this stuff off the bottom. I want to scrape it off. Which, hey, you know what? If it's scraped up now, it means you don't have to scrape it up whenever you're cleaning it. So I want to get all that brown goodie off the bottom and off the sides, because, you know. This is called Did you know this is called deglazing the pan? I'm getting all that wonderful cooked up stuff off the bottom. Yeah, that's what that's doing. And now I want to turn down the heat. See, this is why you don't take me in the kitchen. I splash everything, make messes, and then I turn off the stove by accident because I have this horrible thing called an electric one. And it should be called self-deprecating cooking by Jennifer. Okay, so now that we've turned it down, we've deglazed the pan a little bit. I'm gonna pour. Actually, I'm going to pour a little bit more in here. This is a little hot. I don't want it that hot. Let's make sure it's not too hot. I don't want it too thick either, because I'm about to pour cream in here. Okay, so now I got all this pretty nice little garlic in here. It's going to make for a nice little flavor, some broth, just a little bit. It's kind of like you're making a gravy. Oh, my heavy whipping cream. Anybody that's been on a keto diet, you always have heavy whipping cream on in your fridge. So this is a very keto friendly meal, by the way. See, look at me. I told you, I make messes. And I gotta clean up. And see, what happens is that now that I made my mess, I'm gonna start putting my cheese in there. I need it to start melting. Hey, you hear that? My broccoli's ready. So now we're making a cheese sauce. Just some broth, some cream, the deglazing of the pan. And I had this little bag of feta cheese crumbles. I know probably people don't do feta, but whatever. It's going to work just fine in here because I'm going to melt it down too. Look at that. It's starting to get thick and pretty, and I'm just gonna, I don't want to leave it unattended. I want to stir it because I don't want it to get stuck on the bottom, because once it gets all melted and smooth, I'm going to put it together with the broccoli. And we're going to let the broccoli just simmer in its juices, in the cheesy juices, the cheesy goodness, until it's time to eat. And I can put all this crap up while I'm waiting. Makes life easier, right? Okay, yeah, it does. I'm going to go ahead and get the eggs out for the chocolate chip cookies because last thing I have to do, they should be at room temperature when you're making chocolate chip cookies, so we're gonna do that. Rodale. I have some Pampered Chef bourbon, double bourbon, Madagascar vanilla coming. But for now, this is what I have. I actually have Pampered Chef tongs, and I am kind of perturbed because they seem to be missing, and they should not be missing. I mean, see, it's getting stuck on the bottom. That's the problem with cheese. That's why you keep mixing and you keep mixing. But then again, I did have those chunks that should have been shredded. I'm just chicken about shaving my fingers. Actually smells really, really good. You can't smell it. There's no smell-o-vision here, but it smells delicious. It's got those stinky cheese smells in it though, so I don't know. My dad might go, what is that smell? It's like the blue cheese. He doesn't like stinky cheese. Feta, blue. Gruyere can get a little stinky too. I like the stinky cheeses. They're delicious. Alright, so I'm going to go get the broccoli to put in here so we can toss it. I actually could have done a whole other thing of broccoli, and you know, they probably would have eaten the whole other thing of broccoli because it's a lot of sauce. Probably not a bad idea for parents who don't like to eat vegetables a whole lot. You guys struggle with your kids eating vegetables. I struggle with making sure the parents eat the vegetables. Don't tell them I said that. Yeah, we're just going to let them sit there in this. I'm going to let them simmer in this for a while. There's always extra cheese sauce. Doesn't matter. That's basically it. Once it comes out of the oven over there, I slice it into medallions. They eat it with broccoli, and that's it. You've probably seen it on my page before, so that's how I cook that. It's super simple, and it's not very complicated. And that'll be lunch, and then I'll do another one. I'm going to do chocolate chip cookies, but I'm going to measure everything out before I try to do chocolate chip cookies, because it'll take a while if I don't. And I'm not going to go through the baking process. It's just super easy. And chocolate chip cookies, when you get a good recipe, we use the Betty Crocker recipe. It's actually really good. Some of the key components there is using a good quality vanilla and good quality chocolate chips, and lots of chocolate chips. So, alright, so that's how I make pork loin and a broccoli with cheese sauce. And I hope you guys, I don't know, enjoyed, maybe, who knows. Have a good evening.